Welcome to yet another edition show on Sporten TV. I'm your host, Colin Sopio, and of course, this is Sporten TV, your number one leading sports channel. And we are going to shift our attention now to the Barclays Premier League. And Arsenal is playing against Crystal Palace, and we also have Tottenham, which is playing against Southampton, and we also have Chelsea playing against Everton. And before we move on, I would just like to introduce Coach Maish. Coach Maish, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have me here.
Always a pleasure, Coach Maish. Before we get down to it, I would just like to take you through the table. We still have Arsenal at the summit of their log with 66 points, having played 27 matches. On second, we have Manchester City, which has played 27 matches on 61 points, and on third we have Manchester United, which has played 26 games on 50 points. On fourth we have Tottenham, which has played 27 matches and they have 48 points. And on fifth we have Newcastle United, which has played a number of 25 matches and they are on 44 points. And on sixth we have Liverpool, which has played 26 matches and they have 42 points. And finally on 10th we have Chelsea, which has played 26 matches and they have 37 points. And as you know that this weekend a number of matches were postponed due to FA Cup, so the only matches which will be taking place during the weekend is Arsenal against Palace, Tottenham against Southampton, and Liverpool match has also been postponed, and Chelsea will face Everton. Now, this is where I just bring Coach Maish. We see that Arsenal is playing against Crystal Palace, the team under the tutelage of Vieira, and it's not an easy match, Arsenal facing Crystal Palace. Coach Maish, your take on this match, Arsenal Crystal Palace?
I think Vieira knows Arsenal very well because he was once a player there. So I do believe this time around, the first match the Arsenal won, and with a 3-0. So I do believe now the Crystal Palace have gone 11 or 12 matches without a win. So they want to make a turnaround on this. But then given that Arsenal has a very good form, I don't think it is a very easy job. It is a Herculean task to Crystal Palace to come out with a win.
It is a task for Crystal Palace to come with a win against Arsenal. We saw that the match that Arsenal played last weekend when they faced Fulham, they won by 3 goals margin, and the Arsenal, let's say, killed the game in the first half, and in the second half they were just running circles around that Fulham midfield. Coach, your take on this match? Do you think that Arsenal now will also try to now kill this match in the first half, or do you think it is going to be a very difficult match, considering that just you've mentioned that Palace have not won in a very long time? I think this year they don't have a win.
They don't.
And do you think now it is going to be a turning point for this Crystal Palace side, considering that their form has dipped somehow?
Yeah, now I do believe every team needs a turning point, and if at all Crystal Palace has to turn their fortunes, I think it is with this game of Arsenal, because it's a very big game, and I think they are playing at home, Crystal Palace.
No, they are at Emirates.
They are at Emirates.
Yeah, they are at Emirates.
Then they've got a problem because they've got the 12th man to reckon with. So I do believe they will have a very hectic moment coming to that game. I think they are playing very well. I watched yesterday, even though they lost that game, when they were playing Bradford, they were pipped 1-0. So I do believe it's a problem when you are playing well and you are losing. Then the coach is like, how do I turn the tidings around, or how do I turn these fortunes around, and it beats you. And you see, when a coach is losing, then people are losing confidence. But then you really wonder, where is the balance? Is it in the field, or is it in the practice? So you it beats you where the problem is.
Coach Maish is really trying hard to get where the problem is in this Crystal Palace side. Now, Coach Maish, Trossard, he has come into this Arsenal side and he has set the ground running, and he has been giving us his week in, week out. And we also have this Crystal Palace side which is welcoming back Wilfred Zaha, their talisman. Do you think that now Zaha coming back into this Crystal Palace team, do you think it will have an impact for this Crystal Palace side moving forward?
Yeah, Zaha is always a good player, a very influential player in terms of what he brings into the team. But then now, more than ever, Crystal Palace have been having a problem. Just imagine going 12 matches without a win. It is so embarrassing to the coach. It is demoralizing, and you just feel that you aren't there yet, and you keep on fighting, but then the next game you lose, and it beats you, and you really question everything, and sometimes you just want you just want to call yourself into a meeting and believe that maybe you are losing, but then it is the name of the game. You never know where you are losing. So I do believe Trossard is a very good player. They've come in and they've gelled very well, and you can see by the chemistry that they are playing well and they are giving results, and Arsenal are good, but then they shouldn't be complacent because the other teams are also preparing. Yes.
The other teams are also preparing, and complacency is not something that Arsenal really need at this juncture. Now, you've mentioned about Trossard, and somehow he has managed to offset Saka, the burden of every time scoring and giving assist, and it's like now when Saka is not that performing of late in matches, we see that Trossard has come in and is bringing the goods to Coach Arteta. Was it a good signing, going by the numbers that Trossard is pulling for this Arsenal side?
Yeah, it is a good signing. You can just tell it's because, as you've said, that the burden now is not on Saka, and now the burden is like they are balancing their burden. So I do believe that whenever a player is down, and there are those who come up to complement the others, now I do believe that team becomes more active and more result oriented, and you just feel that that team is a team that is very compact, because you never know where the goals will come from, because everybody is proving a point.
Now, Coach Maish, before we move on to this Tottenham Southampton match, do you expect Gabriel Jesus, who is fit now, fully fit to have some minutes in this match? Do you expect to see him at any juncture of this match? Do you think that Arteta will try to give him some minutes for him just to try now to feel the ground, or maybe try to get that feeling back for Gabriel Jesus, who has been missing ever since the World Cup? Coach Maish.
No, I do believe every player, even coming out of injury, is raring to go to come and help the team, and if anything, I think they it's like a new signing. They really need Gabriel Jesus because it will rejuvenate the whole team, and so bringing him into the fold and letting him gel with the team. Now I think it will be a good thing. He should be given time, although they will be very, very casual because he's come out of injury. So I do believe you shouldn't throw him in any game. So he should be very, very careful on how you treat such kind of a person like Gabriel Jesus, because you never know. It's football, and you don't want to put more harm than good now that he has come from injury.
Arteta should try to take time with Gabriel Jesus and try to bring him slowly, going by the words of Coach Maish. Now, let's move on to this Tottenham side, and Tottenham is facing Southampton side, which is fighting relegation, and Southampton have not been in a very good form of late, and of course it's going to be a very difficult match, considering that the match that they played just this week, they lost against Brentford 2-0, Ivan Toney being the scorer. Coach, this Tottenham side under Conte, it has been blowing hot and cold, and we can't really tell what is happening to this Tottenham side, considering that they have the likes of Kane, Son, and so many good caliber of players. Your take on this Tottenham-Southampton match?
No, I think Tottenham have an upper edge in this game, given that they've been having a good run. Now that they are coming to settle after the European debacle, and I do believe that it's up to them to decide now that they want to consolidate what we call the Europa section, because every time you play, you just want to play in Europe and UEFA. So I do believe that's all they want, and given that Newcastle is on their hill and Liverpool, now I do believe what they want. It's no secret now that Conte is running out of time. So I do believe if at all he doesn't deliver in this season, there is a possibility that we won't be seeing him in Tottenham next season.
Antonio Conte is in a very precarious position if he doesn't try to deliver something for Tottenham this season, and they are in 4th position. Now, we see that Antonio Conte of late, we see that this Tottenham team is not performing to the level or maybe the standards that they have been set to perform, because if you talk of players, they have them.
Yes.
What do you think is not working for this team? Is it confidence? Coach, try to bring me up to speed on what is happening with this Tottenham side, because I am not just getting it. Coach Maish.
Now, as I have told you earlier, football is a game of chances, and you might go on a football field and think that you will come up with the results, and little did you know that things will change. So I do believe even when Manchester was beaten by Liverpool 7-0, no one thought that such kind of margin will ever happen, because they've had a good run and they were up there with the best, even after coming up in Europa against Barcelona. They won, but then look at what they were given. They were given a beating of their time. So I do believe football is so unpredictable, and you might as well come out thinking that you will outshine your opponent, and your opponent is also planning to outshine you. So I do believe it is not confidence. It's because Conte has not been there. I think he's been having medical leave because of the problem that he has. And given that he have not been with the team now, it gives you an idea of something was not going on well in the dressing room and in the practice pitch. So I do believe those two also constitute to what ails Tottenham.
Football, of course, it's a game of chances and moments. Now, let's move on to this Chelsea side, which is currently occupying the 10th spot in the on the log, and currently they are at 7 points. A very weird for them, for a very weird position for Chelsea to be. Of late, they have been winning matches, and somehow it seems that Potter is getting that mojo back, that feeling of Chelsea is getting back. And I'd just like to take you back a bit, Coach Maish. In our previous show, you did mention that this Chelsea team is for the future, and now you did predict that now this team is starting to gel and is starting to trying to get the wins, and somehow it's happening for them. Coach Maish, your take on this Chelsea side?
Chelsea side, as I said earlier, it's a team of the future, but then they would like to consolidate at the moment what they will be having going forward, because everybody is trying to be top four so that they may play Europa. I know top four is not there for their reach, and I do believe they will just snitch in, and I think they will play Europa, given by how now they are playing, and they will get their groove back, as I said, that they will come into the fold, and they will prove the critics wrong, because they've been criticized. But then another time I said that the problem is with the coach, and I do still stick by that, because sometimes you just see the eyes of players, the talent that they've got, and they are not delivering, and you wonder where the problem is. Now, we always point a finger at the coach, because he is the one who is at the helm of transcending any results that Chelsea do have, and I do believe he has delivered even in the UEFA now, UEFA. Now they are playing in the quarterfinals. Now I do believe you have to urge that coach to go on bringing results, and I think he'll do the best he can.
Potter will do the best he can for Chelsea. Now Chelsea are facing Southampton. They are facing Everton rather, and Everton are at a very, very difficult position themselves, and they are also fighting relegation. This Everton side under the tutelage of Sean Dyche, the former Burnley tactician. Do you think that is in a position to help this Everton side escape relegation this season?
No, I do believe, given by the games that they've played, now I think they will do the best that they can to avoid relegation, because tomorrow or at the weekend they will be facing a resurgence of a team that is not well gelled. So I do believe that they will come out gun blazing, because they want results. They want to avoid relegation by all means. So I do believe they'll give the best of that game. They'll do the best to come out with the results. I think Everton will come out shining in that game.
Everton will come out shining against Chelsea. This Everton side, we saw that the first match that Sean Dyche did manage to, his first match, it was against Arsenal, and they won at the match 2-0. And maybe football is a game of expectation. Maybe they can pull a surprise, or maybe Chelsea can carry the day. And I think it's a wrap for us, and it was nice having you viewers supporting this channel. And remember, we are in the journey of 1,000 subscribers. So keep on supporting, subscribe, view, like and share. And remember to drop a comment on the comment section down below. And it's a wrap for us and the rest of my team.
Thank you.
It's bye-bye for now.
Thank you.